Welcome to the Chariot, the series in which my man Tom from Metalloud and myself, Sean Gonzalez, are going to be reviewing every The Chariot album, starting from their 2004 debut, Everything is Alive, Everything is Breathing, Nothing is Dead, and Nothing is Bleeding. Alright, I get it. That's a funny title. But why? Was that really necessary? What's going on here?
Everything is alive, everything is breathing, nothing is dead, and nothing is bleeding. Well, yeah, rhymes kind of catchy, I get that, but it's really long and really just makes very little sense. It feels like the, minor nitpick, but it feels like a lot of the titles of the songs are simply just like inside jokes that you're not a part of, or just make absolutely no sense whatsoever.
In all honesty, Josh Scoggin had just come off a successful release with Bless the Martyr and Kiss the Child with Norma Jean, but what's really going on here? Why is there this long title? Okay, maybe he's trying to make fun of the current state of metalcore, in which no one knew what the hell was going on or what they were doing, but what is this?
It's just overall an oppressive album, grungy sludge kind of metalcore in it. It's really just not where I'd point people to start with The Chariot. 2004 was kind of the point where metalcore was kind of branching out into different areas. You had the more metalcore, and then you had the more hardcore metalcore. And, Josh Scoggin just coming off of Norma Jean, coming into The Chariot, kind of feels like he's doesn't know where he wants to go with The Chariot.
This 27-minute album was 10 songs recorded in all one take, completely live, almost no production afterwards, which is cool and it's really raw, but at the same time it kind of was laughable because this band was just all over the place in terms of trying to figure out exactly what they were doing.
It just feels like he's not really sure or confident, or as a band they're not really confident about what style they really want to go to.
There are times where Josh Scoggin reaches this really guttural sound.
His screaming is way too lower than it should be. It doesn't feel like he's too comfortable at this range.
And it didn't really make sense in terms of what this band became, 10 years later.
It's not really a great starting point for them, because it's not really reflective of anything that they became. It's more reflective of where they came from.
So after this, they re-released some of these songs on the Unsung EP.
It's basically just a rehash of these songs.
And gave them all funny names of actors. Again, why? What is the point of this?
There's not enough style changes or production changes for them to really have it. It makes very little sense.
Some of these songs on this first album are so incoherent, but they have such potential. Like the first song, Before There Was Atlanta, there was Douglasville, which actually has a pretty sweet riff, and it turns into a really great song on the Unsung EP.
Some songs that kind of sound a little bit better on the EP. Some songs they made some slight minor changes, like they took the banjo out of Die Interviewer.
You have Die Interviewer, I Am Only Speaking in German, which again, what is going on here?
It just feels like that EP just has no place. Like maybe it was just them trying to get The Chariot it's popular, like, hey, we release this.
It's an album that I think had a lot of potential and a lot of premise, but it wasn't really done very well.
Not my favorite Chariot album, probably not anyone's real favorite Chariot album unless you're into that more heavy style, which at that point I don't really understand why you would be.
It's just not something I really enjoy listening to.
I would say under the surface you could still hear a lot of like the just off the wall fun random parts that they have in their future albums.
If you enjoy it, let us know.
So next time we're going to be taking a look at their second album, which is titled
The Fiancé,
and we'll see how we feel about that one.